Hey. Can you hear me?
Yeah. We can hear you.
Okay. Somehow it says the webcam isn't working.
That's fine.
Okay.
I get some echoes.
Yeah, let me try to see if I can use another microphone.
It's working fine. I can hear you well now.
Okay. Okay, is Bruno here?
Bruno's here.
Okay.
Bruno, you're muted.
Okay.
Hi. Hey, Alex. How are you doing?
Hey, how are you, Bruno?
Doing well.
Yeah, Alpha, can we record this? Oh, Alpha, can we, record this?
You can.
Okay.
All right. Are you all set?
Yeah, I'm set.
All right. So thank you, Alex. And perhaps before we discuss your results, you can tell us a little bit about what you were doing before the blood test, and then we can discuss your results in the context. And before we do that, I want to make a disclaimer that the tests that we provide are not for diagnostic purposes, and it's not approved by the FDA. And we don't provide medical advices. And anything that we discuss with you today or in any written form is only for informational purpose and for your personal information, and you can choose however you want to use the information, and you can take actions or not take actions. It's totally up to you. And if you have any questions, or you can discuss with your doctors. I just have to make another disclaimer. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about how you are managing your health and before the blood test.
Yeah. So I think I remember when you got the blood draw, it was on a rainy day, and it was also a little bit after I got a Wellness FX blood test. I have a very unusual diet. It's kind of very much like Mike Lethgarden's, because my primary base is a lot of fruits and vegetables. And sometimes monounsaturated, and also monounsaturated fats, and sometimes beans. So basically, all the healthiest foods you can eat. And that might let's say explain my high total antioxidant capacity. I also take metformin and rapamycin and acarbose before meals, which is the magic 3. I sometimes take lutein. I'm starting to take a supplement with vitamin D3 again, with 10,000 IU vitamin D3 again. I also sometimes supplement with taurine and carnosine because I'm almost a vegan, though I have finally decided to take fish oils for omega-3s because vegans don't have much of that. But on the other hand, I do think vegan diet is the healthiest because it just minimizes blood urine nitrogen, and also it just helps a lot of the other panels say that Michaelis Garden takes. I also like Morgan Levine's research a lot too. She's also figured that that basically a keto vegan diet is the closest approximation of the healthiest diet ever. I also follow. I've been following calorie restriction forums for a long time. Though the calorie restriction itself is actually really difficult, as my basal metabolic rate is 1244 calories per day, and it's really hard to restrict your diet to that amount, especially because fruits and vegetables already taste so freaking good anyways. And also, I'm not the most emotionally stable person, so feeling hungry only exacerbates any the emotional distractibility I get. I took blood tests under Kevin Perrott of Open Cures, which showed that I had deficiencies in plasmalogens, which has made me finally decide to get plasmalogen supplements.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that's very good. So I mean, obviously you are very health conscious. You are taking a lot of actions. That's all very good. And we on our test panel, your results are somewhat different from most other people we have taken that we have done, and so we do not really know how to interpret the results on several tests, but we can go through the information, and I can tell you what I think, and these are my personal opinions, and because we don't always have scientific evidence about everything yet, especially if they are outside of the norm, but in the right direction.
Oh yeah, because I'm outside the norm, but in the right direction.
Yeah, so that makes it very hard for us to know exactly what is good or is.
Yeah. I really want you to test Mike Lustgarten because I want to see if he's also outside the norm.
Yeah. So maybe we can start by NAD. So our NAD test is a serum based. We can use serum or plasma, and we use enzymatic reaction and a chemical analyzer to measure total NAD plus and NADH in the serum or plasma. And in young children around 20 years of age, probably between 12 and 18, the average level of NAD plus NADH is about 480, or right around 500. That's the average. And if you look at the average of older people in their 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, the average is about 300, maybe 350, somewhere in there. So definitely NAD levels in the plasma go down as we age. And so my view is for longevity and for health and disease prevention, we probably want to shoot for about 500. And I think it's nanogram per liter or nanomole, I believe. I can never remember the units. I think it's micromole. And your level is 89. And as you probably know, with wall tests, when the levels are low, you have more variation. So 18, and there's more variation with lower value than higher value in terms of percentage. So let's say it's right around 100, which is, I believe, very low. And we have only seen 3 people at a comparable level as yours. So I'm very confident that you may want to consider supplementing for NAD, and you probably know how to do it. If not, we can give you some tips. And I personally have been supplementing for NAD
and achieved pretty good results. My level was about 300 or so, and I was able to get it to over 500.
300 to 500.
Yeah.
How much
So
nicotinamide riboside do you take a day? Like how
I'm
many?
I'm taking 300 milligrams
Okay.
a day. I'm taking the true Niagen and.
Oh, true niagen. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one I'm taking, but I'm not recommending. So
Okay.
that product or anything else. And I have taken that, and I have taken some others previously. With true Niagen, I was able to boost my NAD level. That does not mean it's the best product, or it's the one that will work for you.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's different, as you know, and you just have to decide on one, take it for a little while, and retest and see whether your level goes up. And I think it's relatively easy to boost your NAD level by using NAD precursors. Also, I do take NADH, the enzyme that degrade NAD, NADH inhibitors.
NADH inhibitors.
Yeah, quercetin is one of them.
Quercetin.
Yeah, Epigenin is probably a better one.
Okay.
Epigenin is a CD38 inhibitor.
Oh, CD38 inhibitor. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so I started taking Epigenin a week ago. So I want my level to be hopefully around 700.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying different things to get it up. 500 is not bad. I think 500 is pretty good.
Okay.
But if I can get it to 700, I'll be happy.
Okay.
And so NAD precursor plus some kind of NADH inhibitor will probably help you.
Okay.
Okay. So I think this one I feel very, very comfortable to make a recommendation, and not as a medical advice, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, take it, and I think you should see a difference within a couple of weeks. But I would probably take a test after a month.
Okay.
And we'll be happy to do it for you.
Okay.
And we'll work with you on the cost, so you can do it.
Okay.
I really want to get your level up and
Yeah.
All right. So the next one, let's talk about the total antioxidants and the reactive oxygen metabolites, ROM. And your antioxidants are just too good and too high.
Uh-huh.
And we have only seen one person with tech level above 3,000. So that person is at 4,000, and you are at 6,200. And so the literature claims that too high antioxidants can become oxidants. So, and I'm not sure, because we don't have any data to say one way or another. But since it's so, the average is probably around 2,200. Most people are between 2,000 and 2,400 in our panel.
2,000 and 2,200?
Yeah, most people are around 2,200.
Okay.
And 300. Oh, the 3,000, 2,000 to 2,200.
Okay.
Most, if someone is at 3,000, that's already very high. We have seen some with a few with over 3,000, but very few. Only one at 4,000, and then you at 6,200. I cannot make any recommendation, but if it were myself, I would try to cut down the supplements if you are taking any.
Okay, I don't take that many antioxidant supplements myself. It's just maybe fruits and vegetables.
That's probably okay. I'm not sure. But the other thing is your norm level, and your norm level is at 41. The lowest that we have seen here, let me see, is 150 or so, and most people are around the 350, 400 in that level. Mm-hmm. And again, the literature claims that oxidants can play a very important role in cell signaling. And how low is low, I don't know. So and this is a very difficult pair for me to, judge whether this is really good or it's bad, or it's acceptable. I really don't have the scientific data or knowledge to make a call for you.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what the age range of people in your samples is?
We have analyzed people as young as 3 months.
Oh, wow.
And as old as 90-some years old.
Okay.
I don't think we'll have a centenarian yet.
Okay. Do you know do you think the people who test for a panel are unusually likely to be health conscious?
Can you repeat again?
People. Don't you think people in your panel are unusually health conscious?
We have So we have at least two groups of people. So we have about 20 people who are among the anti-aging people. And I mean, to tell you the truth, many of those people have a pretty strange profile.
Okay.
I think they are not. Their management is overboard or not correcting the deficiencies they may have. I mean, most people don't have biomarkers to guide what they should do, right? Mm-hmm. And they may be over supplementing what they are already good, and not supplementing what they really should supplement. So that's why the biomarkers are very important. So the biomarkers can help you to determine what you need to supplement the most, and whether your supplementation is working or not. Without biomarkers, you are really shooting in the dark. You may overcorrect, or you may not correct what you really need to correct. So I think that's a message that we need to get out to people, especially in the anti-aging longevity community. And without the proper guidance, shooting in the dark is not really going to help them that much, mm-hmm. in my opinion. So, all right, any question on this?
Oh yeah, how exactly is total antioxidant capacity and ROMs actually measured?
So the total antioxidant capacity is measured by a chemical reaction that changes prevents the oxidation reaction. So it measures the total level, and the ROM again is a chemical reaction that measures the total amount of, or the ability of the serum. Well, I mean the total level of the metabolites that have the oxygen species. So it's an overall level, not individual molecules.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Overall, not individual molecules.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean there are so many molecules involved, and you really it's very hard to measure everyone and then come to some kind of conclusion. So the overall capacity, I feel, is a better measurement. What we don't measure here is the antioxidant enzymes, and that's something that we're trying to add. And antioxidant enzymes can be can be more effective than the antioxidant molecules.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're adding the enzyme NERV2, which is a transcription.
NERV2.
Yeah. But here, for you, your issue is that you don't have enough antioxidants. Your question is, do you have too much? And I don't think we can answer the question anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really valuable data point, though. It will be interesting to see what happens in the future.
Right. Yeah. Oh, all right. So the next thing is ALP, and ALP level, I think the normal range is between 20 and 60, I believe.
Okay.
It's not. Let me see. No, between 20 and 140.
Mm-hmm.
And that's based on the medical advice. And if you look, but there are many papers suggesting that slightly higher ALP level is associated with all-cause mortality.
With higher?
Yeah, higher even within the normal range.
So lower is always good.
Lower is good. And
I have super low.
Yeah, so we actually recommend a level between 20 and 50 for the optimum level,
mm-hmm.
Based on the few published papers. But if you look at ALP as a diagnostic tool, and the cutoff is 140. And again, here your level is 6. Is below what we recommended level of 20. And again, I think there are some papers suggesting that too low level of ALP can be harmful. And how low is too low? It's a subject to debate again. And I think most people would probably consider 20 as the lowest threshold. And if it's below 20, and is it bad or how bad it is, I really cannot tell you. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's something that you want to be watchful and consider.
I actually got a higher level from another test.
How high you had?
I had a value of 68.
You had a value of 68. Okay.
Yeah, I had a value of 68 on another panel, which was like much higher.
Yeah.
On Wellness FX.
So this test is very, very stable.
Yeah, a value of 6. I know a value of 6 is so low that I wonder if like it says something about a spot testing or something, because normally I get higher values if I look at my other lab tests.
That's very possible. I mean, it could be related to what you were doing before the blood test. Mm-hmm. But it's something that I would watch and see what it does normalize. Mm-hmm. In the future or now. I mean, you may have normalized now. And ALP test is an FDA approved test. It's an automatic analyzer. Is extremely stable. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's a variation on our test. Mm-hmm. So it's probably a reflection of what you had at the moment of blood draw. Mm-hmm. So, but something to watch. Probably not too bad. All right. So your vitamin D level is at 36. I think it's reasonable, and I would mine is very similar to what I have now. I had very low levels. Supplements got me up, and if possible, I would like for mine to be between 50 and 100.
Okay.
So you can think about that. For GSP, glycated serum protein, the cutoff is 290, and 290 is usually found and above are usually found in patients with diabetes, and your level is near the bottom threshold, 273, and there's some variation, about 10% variation. So this is something to watch, and I wouldn't worry too much about it, but something to watch. We don't want it to go up and much higher. All right, and the next thing is albumin, and your albumin level is within the normal range. It's actually very among the highest, and I guess that's good. And everything else are really good. Your LDL is low, your HDL is high, your ALT is low, that's good. Your senescent beta gal level is very low, that's good. Inflammation is almost not near, these are all very good. So overall, I'm wondering whether some of the test data are related to the rapamycin and the metformin that you are taking. And just for you, and you do whatever you want to do, but I would probably suspend metformin and rapamycin for a while and retake the test and see how what you have.
Oh yeah. I think my levels were my levels were always like this even before I started.
Yeah. Can you repeat again?
Oh, my levels were always kind of like that even before I started.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Alex, how much lutein do you take?
Lutein. It's very intermittent. Like, I have a 25 milligram soft gels, and I don't take them every day because that will be just taking too many pills a day, and that exhausts me. So it's not as frequently as I take rapamycin or metformin, but I know that lutein bioaccumulates. So you also so you don't exactly have to take it every day either.
Yes, if it were me, I would try to cut down, some of the I would call it exotic stuff. And try to normalize your test values, and then you can gradually add on 1 or 2 at a time if you want to. And I would closely monitor it. I mean, we'll work with you to give you a yearly subscription fee, so this way you don't have to pay a lot of money.
Okay.
Because I think with what you are doing and very close monitoring is probably going to help you.
Yeah.
Bruno can work with you on the details. I mean, we'll give you a very, very good package so you can take the test. And we have improved the finger prick blood collection, so it should be very easy. So you can do it yourself.
Do you know if you could also help do it with Quest Diagnostics?
We cannot, and they are very expensive, and it's almost impossible to afford it. I mean, it will add the cost at least $100 to $150 a test.
Really?
Yeah. And we did negotiate with them some time ago, and they charge $100 a blood draw.
Uh-huh.
And if you go to their private phlebotomist as well, I mean they charge you $100 to $150 a blood draw.
Oh, I know some who charge only $25.
Or then go to that person and ship us the
Okay,
the blood.
I'll tell you. Yeah. Yeah, I found another blood panel. I might have forwarded to Bruno. They test a bunch of the vitamins. They do blood tests for a bunch of the vitamins at once, and they've partnered with cheaper phlebotomists.
Well, if you can get us the phlebotomist at the 25, then
Okay.
Yeah, then that would be really helpful.
Okay, great. How many people taking your panel do calorie restriction?
I don't know, Bruno. I don't know whether you have looked into the questionnaire.
I have to review it. I would assume if a lot of them do, it would be concentrated amongst the 20 from the anti-aging group you mentioned,
Right.
Dr. P.
Yeah, agree.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you think? Oh, another thing is, do you think we can merge this with other data? Like maybe you've discussed with Kevin Perrott. Like there's a lot of data you also haven't collected. Like that's still very relevant, like glycated hemoglobin, and or if you can pair that up with your panels, it might allow a lot better results, ability to do correlations, and also see if the sample you're taking is actually from a representative sample of people.
Yeah, I mean, if you have any other data, I mean, if you can give those data to us, and I will take a look.
Okay.
Of the data, and then we can discuss in the context of what other information you have. I mean, even actually with the questionnaire, we are going to ask other laboratory data, so we can have them in our database. So when we discuss with them, and we know what data they have, and so that can be very helpful to us and to the customers.
Yeah, definitely.
I think you were specifically talking about the Open Cures database.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked to OpenCure, and we can submit our data to OpenCure after de-identification, and that's something we discussed, but we haven't done yet, and it's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the data are only going to be useful if the other data on the same person is also deposited there, and it will take some coordination in the community to make it happen, because everyone will have to have a ID that does not contain PHI information, but each data depositor knows who that person is. So I'm not sure how we can make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have to worry about PHI information. We cannot disclose your information or your your PHI information, your data to anyone, and that can identify you or any other customers. I mean, by law, we cannot do it. The customer can do it. I mean, you can submit your data to OpenCure, and with or without your PHI information. But we, as a company, we cannot.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't associate your data with your PHI, then we can. That's actually in our informed consent. We can use aggregated data or de-identified data, and we can share the data with other parties, not on individual situation that can be identified.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah, so I would suggest that you take another test before you drop off anything, and so this way we have a second data point before you make changes.
Mm-hmm. When are you adding some of the other panels, like 8-oxo-G or?
We on your sample we will analyze some other things, and
cool.
for you if you and we'll just give you the data for free.
Awesome.
Yeah, and we have a number of other tests that we can do and we will be doing, and we'll just everything we have we'll share with you, and as long as you allow us to do the test.
Yes, that'll be so great. Do you know SomaScan?
Yeah, we actually did a study with the SomaScan, yes. And I think they have a very good technology and for discovery.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure how well their tests are validated for individual proteins, and probably not. And we actually cross-validating their results with the Luminex platform for about 50 proteins.
Mm-hmm.
They don't work with coordinate. But the problem is with SomaScan, they use one somamer or one aptamer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like one antibody. So antibodies or somamers will have non-specific binding.
Mm-hmm.
The way that we get rid of non-specific binding with antibodies is to conduct what we call a sandwich assay.
Mm-hmm.
So an analyte has to be recognized by two different antibodies.
Mm-hmm.
So your two antibodies sandwich the protein with the analyte in the middle. So your antibodies are the bread outside of your sandwich, and your analyte is the meat, or in your case maybe tomatoes in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to have two pieces of bread and to fit the shape of your meat or your tomato.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But with the SomaScan, you only have one piece of bread, and the shape match, and on the side that binds, but the shape may not match on the other side that does not bind. So you have less specificity if you want.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like the technology as a discovery tool, and for it to become a diagnostic tool, then they need to do a lot of validation on individual assays.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they have done that. Soma was going to work with us, but then they were purchased by a Chinese company for $750 million. Then they closed the collaboration with everyone else in the academia.
Wow.
Yeah, the guy I actually know the guy who purchased the company.
Uh-huh. Oh, wow. Do you know Chinese academics?
I know a Chinese academic. I know Chinese business people. I know a lot of them.
Oh, interesting. So did you ever know Steve Su of BGI?
Yeah, BGI. I know the founder and
Laurent.
And I know a lot of people in the management team. I used to know at least. Now they have changed quite a bit.
Yeah, they have. Oh, wow, that's such a good connection to have.
Yeah. BGI is doing well on the sequencing, but on their health consumer business side, they are not. They should be much more successful than they have been.
Yeah, I agree.
And actually, one of my students was part of the management in the company a few years ago, and he's now working for a venture capital firm in Boston now. You're in Boston, right?
Yeah. What VC firm?
Huh?
What VC firm is it?
I forgot his name.
Okay.
I'm not very good with names.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a student of Georgia Church.
Oh, that's amazing. That is so amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, his father was my high school classmate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? Any other questions you may have?
What about epigenetic age? Do you test epigenetic age, or do you plan to?
We can offer that, and we don't do it ourselves, but we have two partners, and we can get you a slightly cheaper price.
Okay.
And you can order from us, and we can give you a very, very little discount, because we don't get a lot of discount. But
okay.
And there are two different companies that we can offer to you: Epimorphy and the True Diagnostic.
Okay.
And we also have a relationship with Glycan Age.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I know there's some disagreement over which one's appropriate to use. Like, I asked Morgan Levine about them, and she recommends Basis. But then Mike Lustgarten just recommended that says that Grim Age is the best, and this was based on a study that was published this month. And it seems like none of the current epigenetic assays even offer Grim Age.
Yeah, I wouldn't put another face in any of these molecular clocks. It's useful information, and take the information for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I frankly wouldn't make a lot of changes just based on the age that was measured, because as you know, methylation is a global thing, and sometimes higher methylation may be good, sometimes lower methylation may be good, and you just don't know what they are measuring in the clocks, and what's the biological meaning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a correlation with age, but is it doing anything good or bad by the management you are doing? I really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the methylation age is a little overhyped, and it could be useful, but it cannot be the only thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Just take it as a part of the information, not the only thing.
Mm-hmm. Is it possible to do a SomaScan-ish or metabolome assay where you measure thousands of proteins at once?
Yeah, you can. We cannot do it, and I think Soma Array wanted to offer that. I don't know where they are.
Yeah.
And I think the problem is not how you measure it, and the problem is how you interpret the results. And with what we are measuring, and most of the tests we measure are very close to the final phenotype or clinical stage. And if anything, whether the protein or metabolites that are abnormal, it will reflect on what we are measuring. Mm-hmm. Because what we are measuring are so fundamental functions, and we may not know the exact cause, but we know whether something is not normal or needed to be taken care of. Mm-hmm. We are never going to know everything in the that black box, because there are so many things, tens of thousands of proteins and tens of thousands of genes, and their interactions with the environment, with lifestyle, and with everything in the environment, and you are never going to be able to measure everything and make a meaning out of it. But certainly we do know the relationship between what we are measuring and the disease development and longevity in the long run. So we constructed our panel with the cost and the information balance in mind, because we cannot test unlimited number of things with a reasonable cost. And we want to make this available to everyone who wants to have a healthier and longer life. And so the cost is very important for us to control. And we really want to bring down our cost if we can increase the volume. So we want to be financially viable through volume, not through the cost per test. And we are still a little high now, in my opinion, and that's because we don't have the volume, and we have to stay viable. Once we can get to tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of tests a year, we can really bring down the cost. And that's what we want to do.
Yeah, totally. Let me think here. Yeah, I think I'll probably have some questions later, but thank you so much for including me as like an early participant. This is so valuable.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Please feel free to recommend our test to everyone you know, and Bruno will coordinate with you to get another test done for you.
Okay.
And yeah, Bruno, let's give him a very good package deal. He can test anytime he wants, and because I think we want to help him and to manage his health and longevity.
Yeah, for sure.
In a much more I guess apparent, reasonable way. All right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Best wishes to you, Alex, and keep in touch. And we let's try to do what's right for you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Also, Mike Lustgarten said that your panel was too expensive, but I think he's only thinking of the $6.99 price tag.
Yeah, we'll work with you, and we can work with all your contacts and give them a good discount.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and Bruno can discuss with you on those details.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Alex.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Hey.
I have another call, Bruno.
Okay.